Good. Yeah, I'm very much happy to introduce Jaisudhan. Okay, he's having 11 plus years of experience in IT industry and having a very good experience in non-functional testing. The moment I saw NFT, I thought it's non-fungible token. Later, I gone through his profile. I understood
Yeah.
that it's of non-functional testing. This is very much critical for the um, any application we take. So I don't want to spend too much time. Please, Jay, give more information and introduce yourself so that our audience can know more about you.
Thanks, Nagaraj, for the nice and short intro. So I can add up to that. Yeah, this is Jaisudhan Selvaraj, and I'm an NFT architect and working for Cognizant for more than 11 years of experience within NFT team, focusing on various non-functional testing, right from performance testing, performance engineering, application performance management, and also operational acceptance testing and accessibility testing. I do have very good experience in terms of testing mobile-based and cloud-based application in terms of non-functional to validate its performance, resiliency, and capacity factors. I do have experience in Selenium automation using Java and also service visualization for creating mock services, which can be used for non-functional testing during load testing. And also the end-to-end non-functional testing project management. I'm leading a quite decent team currently from UK and working for one of the leading banking customers and successfully delivering various non-functional testings across the various LOBs here. I did work for various customers across the world, US, North America, South America, Australia, now in UK, and delivered the successful NFT projects across the verticals as well, uh, be it telecom or insurance, healthcare, and currently the banking. Yeah, so I do
Wow.
have various experience in various tools and technologies which we use in non-functional testing, mainly new load, load runner, Dynatrace, Splunk, etc. Yeah, that's about me
Wow.
in a short
I
way. Yeah,
think I think yeah, that your most of the career it's fully into NFT. I think really
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Thank
also
you.
your topic also is like quite interesting, like automated biometrics testing for the NFT and monitoring.
Yeah,
And usually biometrics, I think it's very difficult to automate, and
yeah,
you wanted to do NFT in that. Can you just give
yeah.
a spotlight on that area, what you are going to cover in the ATA GTR 2022? And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm really privileged and overwhelmed to be part of the final ATGT 2022 to present my paper on the automated biometrics non-functional testing in continuous testing and monitoring. That's my topic. So we know, I'll just give a bit of hint about biometrics and why we are testing. Then we can take it forward. So we know many of the organizations need the effective and digital-based solution for their applications or mobile apps for their software solutions. So when you compare with the traditional way of authentication for login, the customer have to remember their user credentials to access their private contents using their mobile app or the website. But biometric is something it's different than that. It's very easy. You don't want to remember anything to access your private contents from your app. You can just put your fingerprint or show your face in front of the system. It will authenticate. It's more easy and interesting way, which will attract more customer to your app, which will increase your business. And also having it is having the strong security mechanism. So the
And that's
security
true.
threat,
Yes.
yeah,
And the
security threat is
penetration
very
of
less.
yeah, and
Yeah,
the penetration of smartphone also like
yeah,
you don't see like the basic people also start using smartphone, and
yeah,
all the
yeah,
smartphone has
yeah,
the biometric
correct. Yeah,
Census.
So yeah, as we know, already started realizing that the most of the customers, the organization, evolving with the digital-based technology and solutions. I would say the biometric is one of them, and it's getting adapted by many of the customers and the organization. So by doing that, it is also going to have a lot of traffics in it. So the resiliency and the performance and the stability and the reliability of that biometric authentication feature and the services of the biometrics will be in question, will be unknown. So we need to ensure how that can be validated before we release that into market, so that the many of the customer base can widely used without any performance impact or the capacity impact, which will not Im- impact your business. So that's where, yeah, we found a solution, kind of automated framework, how we can capture those backend and the logical services being operated for that feature, and how we can integrate that into our test tool and create the unique public key pass to authenticate your device. Also, how to generate the unique login challenge for each and every time when the user try to log in, and how that can be validated using some algorithms. So all these factors comes into the framework, which we'll be discussing in detail during our session. But so mainly, I'll be covering what are the challenges in it, how we can integrate, what are the technology stack and process involved in this automation framework, and how we can successfully measure the key performance indicator of biometrics. So that we can make this feature very resilient, performant, reliable one for the customers. So yeah,
Quite interesting. Yeah. I think your customer will be more happy because I've seen some
yeah,
instances like just opening of the homepage with mobile devices, it takes seconds, maybe five
yeah,
seconds and 10 seconds.
yeah,
So I think by NFT and monitoring, I think you are going to ensure that the customers, that the end users who is going to use those application banking or the product
yeah,
which is a, they, I think they are going to increase their customer happiness. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. Because the customer experience is the key for any software product. But we as a NFT, we can guarantee that, and that's what we have done it for the biometrics also here with our framework. Yeah,
That's nice. That's nice. And very often, like this NFT maybe get ignored in some of the projects. Maybe
yeah,
unless customer find issues, then only the requirements start
yeah,
coming.
yeah,
Assume if there is a project, if there is no NFT requirements are there, so how you will go about? For example, I have a fintech app that has a fingerprint sensor, or
yeah,
we have a the like what is that? Or the camera
yeah,
liveness
yeah,
checks. There is no specific requirement. So what will be the how you will take the requirement, how you will proceed with that? Because if you have a clear requirement, it's very easy to go ahead. When you
yeah,
don't have
yeah,
any requirement, so how you will be
yeah.
able to proceed?
Yeah, yeah, that's a very valid question and the right interesting question. So, in terms of NFT, there are two factors. Are you going to do NFT for the existing application or the new one where there is no requirement, no knowledge from the stakeholders, from the projects, whether we really need to do or not? So,
Yeah.
we need to pitch in as an NFT guy, we need to pitch in and first go through the application architecture. That is one thing. So, that's where we'll come to know whether it has any major component which is in risk or not, whether it has any database, whether it has any external connectivity. So you need to think from the response time perspective. So how faster it can be when it talks to various components. So that is the one factor you need to consider. If you think, okay, there are a lot of components involved and there is a major database also involved, there is just one factor. There are many factors. There's one factor you need to consider. Okay, yeah, this need NFT. We need to validate when it talks to various components, whether you can able to respond back within 3 seconds, 2 seconds, or whatever the standard we can follow. There is one thing. The other thing, the business expectation or the business usage. So any project, they will have the business people and they will have some idea, okay, how much the usage is going to be for my product or the app from the outside. Well, as soon as I launch it, so they should have some rough number, ballpark number. Using that, we can define whether it's really need or not. Even with 50 users are expected, are we going to satisfy those 50 users or not? It's still a question. Even with 5 users,
Mm.
okay, I've created one product and I'm launching it, but my customer base is only 5 users. I don't want NFT because load is very less. But still, when it comes to the experience of the customer, it will be in a question. So that's why we need to do NFT. And based on all these parameters, we need to design our strategy. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
few
I think I
examples,
got
but there are many factors involved, and yeah, we cannot discuss everything here. Yeah,
true, true, true. Yeah,
for the
thanks,
time.
thanks
Yeah.
for the nice answer. Yeah, we'll move away from technical aspects. What's your hobbies and what you do in your free times? You assuming you
Yeah,
have some free times.
yeah, yeah. At the moment, it's very quite tight. We are running 24 by 7. But I'm passionate about the sports. I should have been a sports player rather being sitting here in IT and doing all these technical stuffs. So I'm passionate about sports and playing various sports like football, cricket, kabaddi. So during whenever we get free time, we have some set of people here, the Indian people here. We used to play some games here in our area. So I always find time to play cricket and football, and I'm passionate about that. Yeah, I spend most of the time in doing playing things.
Okay, that's nice, nice.
Yeah,
Okay, so you are focusing more on NFT from
yeah,
last 10 plus years.
yeah.
So what are the key suggestions for the people who wanted to start their career or who are already there in manual testing or functional testing
Yeah.
for 2, 3 years? So how anyone can become a specialist or they can get into this NFT side?
Yeah, yeah, uh, it's a common question I used to hear from people because of the fact that NFT has um, the specialty. So, as I would say any testers, right? Any tester or quality assurance engineers should have knowledge on all kind of testing, not only manual or not only non-functional or not only automation testing. So, for the for on to answer your question, for the manual to non-functional testers, first of all, yeah, you need to learn some basics about non-functional requirements. So what are those? Why we need to do non-functional testing? Why it is really required? What if we don't do it? What is the impact to the business? What is the impact to the customers? If you tick all these questions, you can equip yourselves to be a non-functional tester. So this will influence you to learn more about non-functional testing and what is required to do non-functional testing. So you need to learn some tools. For example, there are some open source tools like JMeter, Gatling. So you use those tools and get familiarize yourself. Then get into the industry leading tools like Loader and Nearload and start creating scripts by yourself. You can take any sample application from the market, from the outside world, some dummy applications. You can use those applications to create your automated NFT script and get familiarized with yourself and create some scenarios and run some non-functional testing and see what you are observing, what you are feeling, and based on that, you try to concentrate and try to match your non-functional. Have some um, general requirements by yourself. You yourself set your non-functional standards and the SLAs. Okay, my response time should not go beyond 3 seconds or 2 seconds. Once you have done your scripting and kind of sample execution, compare those with metrics, and if it is not meeting, try to analyze and understand why it's not meeting. That's where you can equip by yourself. At least you have to spend in a year or 6 months or continuously 2 to 3 months to do all these things. And once you're feeling confident, you can start exploring for the opportunities. Yeah, but it's again important. You need to understand the functionality of the application properly, and also the architecture before we I was saying, yeah, all the aspects should be there for a QA engineer. It's not just manual or non-functional testing.
Thank you, Jaisudhan. Thanks for your time and very good explanation. I think I am part of ATA GTR 2022, and which is happening on 10th, 11th, 12th of December. So hope you see and attend your session live, and do invite your friends.
Yeah,
See you there in the conference. Thank you so
sure.
much.